And now, we're going to explore the evolution of the emu and learn about their dinosaur ancestors and more as Connecting Point contributor Monte Belmonte checks out Songline Emu Farm in Gill in this Life with Monte report. At Songline, by the way, they've been raising emus and selling emu oil since 1995. And as Monte finds out, emus also bite a little.
If you've ever been an 8-year-old kid, you probably at some point have loved dinosaurs. Unfortunately, dinosaurs don't roam the earth anymore except for in the halls of Congress. So the closest thing that we have now are not lizards, as you might think, but birds, giant birds. And I'm here at Songline Emu Farm with Dee Mares. Emus, these giant birds behind us, some part ostrich, some part dinosaur. What's the connection between these birds and dinosaurs?
Well, Monty, if you actually go back 280 million years ago, there was a giant landmass called Gondwanland. And
Alice in Gondwanland.
There you go.
Read it.
Yes. And on that giant continent, there was one common ancestor to all of those birds. He had grasping front arms, was actually a carnivore, a predator. Many of the characteristics you're seeing in these birds, they've actually got a claw on the end here. If you can zoom in, can you see that claw?
Whoa, so that's like its Tyrannosaurus hands down there?
That was. If you notice, the eyes are facing forward.
Right.
That's a predator, someone who's going to have depth perception, not bivocal or whatever like other birds.
These are the yearlings, right? So these are like one-year-old birds?
1 year old, and we'll show you in a little bit.
They get bigger than this then?
They're going to put on a little bit more weight and get a little bit taller.
Now,
but anyway, on that continent, as that subdivided, the emu evolved in Australia, the ostrich in South Africa, and in South America, a bird called the rhea evolved, and that's a rhea over there, just sort of a rescue bird.
It's like the ugly duckling of all the emus here, the white one that'll grow up to be a beauty. When you watch them move, when you look at them in the eyes, they look more like dinosaurs to me than they do actual birds. The other thing that's interesting about them is they're such large birds, they must lay large eggs.
They do. It's a good size egg, about that big.
Now, if you wanted to make an omelet out of that, how many eggs do you need to feed your family?
Well, you've got the equivalent of 10 to 12 chicken eggs.
In one emu egg?
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming that will save you money if you wanted to go and buy for your whole family.
Well, it probably wouldn't, because of the value, the commercial value of these birds now in their meat and in the oil that comes from the fat on them, which gets rendered down, has put the price of that up to about $75 per egg.
$75 an egg.
I haven't had one in years either.
And scientists are using them for research too, right?
Yes, there's some really great embryonic stem cell research going on, and they're looking for, a lot of times, for genetic triggers, how limbs develop, things like that. And these eggs are much easier for them to work with than a chicken egg is.
Are emus carnivores or herbivores? Because I'm a little afraid they're trying to eat me.
They're actually an omnivore.
Okay, we better get out of here.
Yes, they'll graze, they eat a lot of vegetation, but if they see a mouse or a bug or a lizard or Monty.
Yeah, a Monty. I think they're trying to eat me. I was going to ask you how they are as, I guess, animals to keep. We now know they try to eat you, but I guess they can also be cuddly.
That was affectionate.
It didn't hurt that bad. It's just terrifying. But they also look like they want to run. Do these things run?
They do like to run. We like to give them a long pen area. It doesn't have to be very wide, just nice and long. They're great to have. They're very easy to raise. They take very minimal care. They're very healthy. They need very little veterinary care, and they give you so many products. They're just amazing birds, even just to have in your backyard. You want a couple?
No. They're a little bit scary. I'm sticking with PBS and Big Bird. That's the biggest bird that I wanted to deal with. But thank you, Dee from Songline Emu Farm.
Okay, thank you, Monty.
No.